Very good morning to all of you. My name is Sachin and I am here with a new chapter in English grammar. Right? We are dealing with the parts of speech and the topic that I am with today is the subject verb concord. And mind it, this is the first part of this chapter, subject verb concord. Okay, so let's begin with this chapter, the subject verb concord. Well, students, as far as this chapter is concerned, this chapter is also named as the subject verb agreement. Okay, now what exactly this chapter is all about? That it is very important, verb in a sentence must agree. That is, it is very important that the verb in a sentence must agree with the subject in the same sentence. Okay, so the main thing is एक सेंटेंस के अंदर वर्ब और उस वर्ब से पहले प्रेजेंट सब्जेक्ट का आपस में तालमेल होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. अगर ये तालमेल प्रॉपर होता है, we are getting a proper sentence. Otherwise, the sentence will not be grammatically correct. Okay, the verb must always be used according to the person, yes, and according to the number that is used for the subject in that sentence. So, the chapter called subject verb agreement, it is very important that in a sentence, the verb must agree with the subject in that same sentence. The verb must always be used according to the person and the number that is used for the subject in that sentence. So let's go for the rules that we have to follow in this chapter. Rule number 1. Students, the first rule is for the conjunction and. Right? So the first rule says that whenever we are joining two single subjects, in a sentence with the help of the conjunction and. Right? Whenever we are joining two single subjects in a sentence with the help of the conjunction and, then the final subject will become plural. And because this subject now has become plural, it has always be good to use a plural verb for that subject. So, rule number 1 says, when two singular subjects are joined in a sentence with the help of the conjunction and, then the final subject will become plural, and so always a plural verb will be used. Right? For example, Ram and Sham are playing cricket. Yes, for example, Sangrur and Sunam are close to each other. I hope you are able to understand this particular rule, that is the rule for and. So when two or more subjects, that is singular subjects, are joined in a sentence with the help of conjunction and, then the final subject will become plural, and so always a plural verb will be used there. Okay, moving on to the next one. Rule number 2 is again for the conjunction and. Right? Now what does this rule say? This rule says that when two uncountable nouns, right? When two uncountable nouns or when two abstract nouns are joined with the help of the conjunction and. So, when two uncountable or two abstract nouns are joined with the conjunction and, then the final subject will become plural. Right? The final subject will become plural, so always a plural verb will be used there. Very good. For example, poverty and misery come together. Poverty, that is garibi, and misery, that is dukh. So what this sentence says कि गरीबी और दुख साथ साथ आते हैं. Right? So when we have joined poverty and misery with and, the final subject poverty and misery, it has become plural. So we used the first form of the verb, which is to be used for the singular subjects. Similarly, nature and character go hand in hand. In Hindi, we say स्वभाव और चरित्र साथ साथ चलते हैं. So similarly, nature and character, when joined with and, finally the subject will become plural, and then we use the first form of the verb go. I hope you understand. Okay. Rule number three is again for the conjunction and. Now it's a different rule. You have to be very careful. So what this rule says, that when two nouns or adjectives, right? When two nouns or two adjectives are joined in a sentence with the help of the conjunction and, right? After the joining of these two nouns or two adjectives in a sentence, if a common idea is being represented in that sentence, if a common idea is being represented in the sentence, then always a singular verb is used. Okay? For example, milk and butter dash wholesome food. Now what we have to find out, whether the blank will carry is or are, right? So because milk and butter are two things, but when they have joined, they signify wholesome food, which in itself is a singular thing. So we have used is. Okay. Similarly, we say Sam. Who is Sam? My friend and brother. Right? So we have joined my friend and brother with the conjunction and. But if you say, we see that Sam is one person over here. So we have used the singular verb has and not have. I hope you understand this thing. Okay, let's move forward. Rule number 4. Students, you have to be very careful with this rule. Now, see some words in this rule. The words like every, each, none, many a, nobody, everybody, more than one, any, etc. Right? Whenever we are to use any of these words in a sentence like each, every, none, many a, more than one, any, nobody, no one, somebody, someone. So all these words are always to be taken as singular. And because these words are to be taken as singular, always a singular verb will be used. Am I clear? Okay. So for example, we say each and every boy dash to come today. Now the options are has or have. We have just said that according to this rule number 4 that the words like each, every, these are always to be taken as singular. So we will use the word has and not have. Very good. Now understand the second example on your own. Nobody dash present at the function. Nobody is the same word that we have to use in rule number 4. It is to be taken as singular. So we have used the word and, was, and not were. I hope you understand now. Okay, moving forward. Rule number 5. Students, this rule number 5 is an extension to rule number 4. Here there is something additional for the word each. Okay, we have just said in rule number 4 that whenever the word each is to be used in a sentence, each is always to be taken as singular. Now what this point says, rule number 5 says that if you are using the word each in a sentence, but, mind it, but this word each is following a plural noun or a plural pronoun, right? So whenever the word each is following a plural noun or a plural pronoun, we always take it as plural, and hence always a plural verb will be used. Okay, like for example, we each have to do our duty. No doubt the word each is used, so the thing is singular, but when we have used the word we before each, now the final verb will be plural. Same is the case with they each have to pay the fine, because we have used the word they before each, so we will be using have and not has. Right? Moving forward to rule number 6. Very good. Now the rule number 6 says, if a subject, rule number 6 says, if a subject in a sentence, yes, is joined with the words like as well as, along with, together with, in addition to, besides, with, etc. Right? Whenever we are joining two subjects in a sentence with the help of these words like as well as, in addition to, with, along with, and not, besides, together with, etc., then whether the verb is to be taken as singular or plural, it will be decided by the first subject that is to come with these words mentioned above. जो सब्जेक्ट इन वर्ड्स के साथ पहले नंबर पे आएगा, उसके सिंगुलर या प्लूरल होने पे वर्ब सिंगुलर या प्लूरल होगा. आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग. ओके, नाउ टेक फॉर एग्जाम्पल, we say Ram as well as his cousins dash coming. Now we have used the word as well as. Okay, so if we have used the word as well as and we are joining Ram and his cousins with as well as, so the final verb will be according to Ram and not according to his cousins. Okay, second example, the captain along with the players was honored, because the captain is coming first with along with, so always a singular verb will be used. So we have used was, which is as per the captain and not the players. I hope you understand this particular thing. Very nice, very nice. So this completes the first part of our topic, that is subject verb concord. I hope you understand this particular thing. Now students, please go through these points at least once at home, so that you may be able to get the clarification of this subject. The next rules will be covered in the next video, so wait for the video to come. So it's goodbye from my side. Enjoy your day.